Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's Reverend Skip Jennings on our meditation bowls this morning. So beautiful. Well, good morning, Agape. Welcome to Agape. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Spirit of God that is within, that supports everything that is and all that we do. So we're just so grateful to bring this message every week and to celebrate the life divine. Happy holidays to everyone. Happy Kwanzaa. Merry Christmas. So we're going to sing together this morning with our incredible house band that we have here today. Tony St. James on drums, David Neal guitar, Dwayne Augustine on bass, and Ben Dowling on the keys. Cal Bennett in the house today. All right now. Yes. All right, Tanya Davis. Hey. I'm Marianne Lewis. It's my pleasure to welcome you all here. We sing this song of jubilation because our hearts have been set free. The gift of love is alive within us. The joy, the peace, the majesty. We're learning to love and learn how to live. For within the Spirit, love is all there is. So pure in heart, in God we dwell. With the gift of vision, we now can tell that God is real. God is magnificent. God is alive. God is love. Sing that with us. God is real. God is magnificent. God is alive. God is, I am real. Oh, I am magnificent. I am alive. I am love. I am real. I am magnificent. I am alive. I am. You are real. Oh, you are magnificent. You are alive. You are love. You are real. Oh, you are magnificent. You are alive. We are real. Oh, we are magnificent. We are alive. We are love. We are real. Yes, we are magnificent. We are alive. God is real. Oh, God is magnificent. God is alive. God is enough. You got to know that God, yes it is. Hey, God is alive. God is love.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Marianne. Good morning, Agape, blessed ones, beloved ones. Now is the time for our meditative thought. It's coming up on your screen. It's something Dr. Michael wrote specifically for you to pay attention to for this week. So it's important. This is what he tells us. I want you to wake up today. If you believe that you will be complete after you find the right relationship, the better job, the bigger house, the hotter investment, the accomplishment of a particular goal, you are asleep in the human dream of Maya. which is the sleep of human delusion. Any such fulfillment is only temporary. The quest of looking for wholeness outside of yourself is not the way it works. It's an inside job. So that's from Reverend Michael for all of us to practice through the week. Love to you, Agape. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Coco. That's right. That's some good stuff right there. So once again, welcome everyone to Agape. It's time for our congregational song, and it is Use Me. The words are on the screen, so you can feel free to follow along if you are singing with us for the very first time. And we love to stand at this time in our service and stand for these words, for the Spirit, for yourself. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Yes. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator and makes all things new. God needs us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Good morning, Agape International Spiritual Center, a nation of lovers of God and lovers of humanity and lovers of our hidden yet infinite potential. I welcome you to Agape. We contemplate the divine spirit in which we're living, moving, and having our beingness. Our individual mind, which we get to clean up and program. And body. Ultimately, the manifestation reflects and reveals the fundamental order of the cosmos emanating from the mind heart of the infinite. As I welcome you here today, as we're celebrating the divine presence, as we do on a regular basis, we gather together to celebrate the presence and what it's always being and so-called doing, not to beg or plead to get God to do anything. We celebrate that it's already done and we're becoming more receptive to it. Our musical inspiration today is one of our dear legends, dear ones, Brenda Lee Ager. She carries a resume that is too long to read. The vibration of hits in the secular world and hits in the spiritual world, but at Agape, she's a hit. Brenda Lieger.
Good morning, Agape. You know it's good to be here. It's here and back home. How good it is to be aware of the presence of God everywhere. Sunset as the light fades away. Feel your breath breathing life in me, and I'm aware. And everywhere I am, you are. I can feel you in the midst of a troubled mind. And if I stray away, you're never too far to find. I go back to the truth in me, and I find you there. Oh, everywhere. A sense of separation can make you feel so alone. My connection seems broken sometimes. Can't find what feels like home. Oh, but when I open my inner eyes, my heart all the wonder, all the joy, all the love, all the light, it unfolds, it unfolds. I am aware of you, oh God. I know that I know that I know, I know that I know, and everywhere I am, you are. Oh yeah. All the wonder, all the joy, all the love, all the light. I
That's it right there. I'm aware of God. Thank you so, Tony St. James, for that drum aspect of life, and Cal Bennett kicking it and bringing it to life on the saxophone. David Neal rolling with the rhythms of the guitar, and Dwayne Augustine is with us today. He's hitting that bass hard, and Big Bad Ben Dowling is killing it on the keyboards. These beings are here for you with Marianne Lewis and Brenda Lee Ager, basically to be vehicles of inspiration, to be openings through which the music of the spheres, infinite, singing everywhere, it gets to be downloaded through this service for you, for your awakening. And so we welcome you to Agape International today with a greater readiness, a great availability, a great sense of inner preparation for more peace and love and harmony than we've ever dared to imagine. For those of you who have been a part of the nation, the Agape Nation, for many, many years, feel welcomed as if you are a new individual right now. And for those of you who are new, there's a bevy of practitioners online right now, chatting it up, praying it up, holding us in a dynamic prayer vigil. We appreciate them. And along with everybody else online, we want to welcome those who are new to the community. And if you were in the sanctuary, we would invite you to stand up. We would give you a welcome to Agape, beautiful little note, sometimes with a flower, tremendous hugs. And we would say this to you: why don't you just stand up where you are and receive this and just feel the virtual community loving you right now. We would look upon you and we would see your beauty and we'd say, welcome to Agape. We recognize you. We see who you truly are. Spiritual image, the very likeness, and the divine substance of God. Indeed, you are a one-of-a-kind wonderful, a one-of-a-kind magnificent. Brilliance and luminosity is your nature. And today, we celebrate what? We celebrate your very existence and your infinite potential. We give thanks for you. We appreciate you, and we welcome you to Agape International. Please feel the welcome call. Feel it. Feel. I'm not doing the Macarena. Feel the virtual embrace, the sweet hug that's being passed through the ethers right now. Can you feel that? Okay, let me try an experiment. I'm gonna do something here. I'm locked in, okay? So I just want you to put your right hand out, and you're gonna feel a little tingle for many of you, okay? You just feel this. This is on the supernatural level. Put your hand out. I want you to feel that virtual love and that virtual hug. God bless you. We have, as I said, wonderful practitioners that are praying right now. And we have one that's going to come forward that's going to represent the sacred order of the practitioner. And that's Miriam Green. Not only is Miriam Green a great practitioner, of which she is, she's also a great singer, one of our great soloists. I always remember her when we went to Africa one time, her singing there, and of course she sung on this stage at Agape many times. She's also a beloved staff member of Agape. She carries a lot of vibe here. Miriam, she's going to come forward and do the affirmations, the purpose statement, the selected reading, and the evocation.
Good morning again. Reverend Michael's theme for this month is, with all thy getting, get understanding and inner standing. And his topic is from sense to soul. This morning I had the joy of facilitating our meditation with music by Reverend Skip Jennings. Thank you. Sweet. Today our musical inspiration is none other than the marvelous Brenda Lee Ager. Licensed practitioners are currently holding prayer vigil and engaging with you in comments of this broadcast on Facebook Live. You are invited to share any prayer requests there or contact our prayer ministry directly. It's time for our affirmations. I invite you to please stand and repeat them aloud after me, line by line. God is the omni-activity of my life. I sit in trust, I stand in truth, and I rise in wholeness. All the good of God comes forth from the center of my being. Love is my life's work, and I embrace it fully. My body temple takes on the shape of spiritual beauty and absolute wholeness. I am an ambassador for peace in a world that works for everyone. I believe, I receive, and I am grateful. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. Our purpose statement. Our purpose as an intentional spiritual community is to be a living environment for individuals to realize that they are unique emanations of God, the love intelligence governing the universe. We embody an understanding of our oneness with God, and we consciously practice this truth in our everyday lives. Through the New Thought Ageless Wisdom teachings and the energy of unconditional love, we are committed to individual transformation and to being a beneficial presence on the planet. Simply, we are here for God. Our selected reading comes from the book, The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. It can be found beginning on page 106 of chapter 7, The Dream Master. Your reactions are the key to having a wonderful life. If you can learn to control your own reactions, then you can change your routines and you can change your life. You are responsible for the consequences of whatever you do, think, say, and feel. Perhaps it's hard for you to see what actions cause the consequence, what emotions and what thoughts, but you can see the consequence because you are suffering the consequence or enjoying the consequence. You control your personal dream by making choices. You have to see if you like the consequence of your choices or not. If it's a consequence you enjoy, then keep doing it, whatever you're doing. Perfect. But if you don't like what is happening in your life, if you aren't enjoying your dream, then try to find out what is causing the consequences you don't like. This is the way to transform your dream. Your life is the manifestation of your personal dream. If you can transform the program of your personal dream, you can become a dream master. A dream master creates a masterpiece of life. So I invite you to turn within. So I speak a word, giving thanks and gratitude for that divine dream master God. God being all that there is, the divine life, power, presence. It's a life of which we are all in tune with, which we're all living, God's life. So I'm grateful for the divine dream master, knowing that this service is duly blessed. I'm grateful to the divine dream master for assembling a magnificence of and excellence of musicians for our musical inspiration today. I'm grateful for the divine dream master in assembling a bevy of practitioners and ministers that will hold the high watch for each of us in prayer during this service. I'm grateful for the divine dream master in coordinating the staff and volunteers and the tech and virtual crew that allows us to transmit this service worldwide. I'm grateful for our divine dream master teacher, Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith, who willingly and allows himself to be used to transmit and to reveal transformative messages for us to learn from, so that we too can become our own dream masters of life. For this and so much more that I'm grateful for, and to the divine dream master of this service that has created a perfect service, unfolding the magnificence of everything that already is, I release these words. I simply allow it all to be done, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Miriam Green. Absolutely appreciate your presence, your song, your beauty. Marianne Lewis and the wonderful house band is about to remind you that the doors are never closed. We used to say we would open the doors at this particular period of time, but they're never closed. Listen.
We're gonna rise together as a one life and celebrate that we are rising up with all that we need. We're gonna rise together as the one life as we liberate, calling on freedom to rise as one. We're gonna move together as the one life and celebrate. We can take each step with all that we need. We're gonna move together as a one life as we liberate, calling on freedom to move as one. We're gonna love together as the one life and celebrate. We can choose to love from all that we need. Gonna love together as the one life as we liberate, calling on the freedom to love as one. Take it up. We're gonna sing together as the one life and celebrate. We can sing our song from all that we need. We're gonna sing together as the one life as we liberate, calling all the freedom to sing as one. We're gonna live together as the one life and celebrate. We are living now from all that we need. We're gonna live together as a one life as we liberate, calling on the freedom to live as one. Yeah.
And she's singing the absolute truth, that we're going to rise up and celebrate and live as one. That one presence, that one power, and that one love of which all of us emanate from. We're rising up, lifting our vibration, speeding up our frequency, that we may live in the world that divine mind sees, not in the world of mere effects and appearances. I welcome you. So much is happening. So much has happened this year. So much is happening right now. Now, our job, as opposed to the corporate media, is to give you the good news. It's to let you know what's really going on, not what appears to be going on. And a part of that is happening right here at Agape. So Akuyo is going to come forward and let you know some of the wonderful things going on in our community.
All right. Good morning, beloved Agape. Please visit the Agape website at agapelive.com for more details on all of these activities and events, and all times listed are, of course, Pacific time. Register today. Today is the day for Reverend Michael's New Year's Intensive. Get ready to reset and usher in a new you in the new year. Sharpen your spiritual skills and tools and gain a greater clarity of purpose and peace of mind. Sign up today for Reverend Michael's New Year's Intensive, The Sovereign Soul, Meditation, Visioning, and Activation, this Friday, January 1st, 2021, 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time on our website at agapelive.com. Join Reverend Michael in the first class of the new year, Meditation 2.0. Strengthen your spiritual muscle, recommit to a deeper meditation practice, and build a strong foundation in preparation for the year ahead. You'll be equipped and prepared for whatever 2021 has in store. 5 Tuesdays beginning January 12th at 6 p.m. Register today on our website. Click on the banner. Also available are gift certificates to purchase for various amounts to be used towards all of our Agape classes. The gift that keeps on giving and won't be returned. Today, Teen Agape is open online at 11:15 a.m. Connect with like-minded teens, engage in transformational processes, and learn how to live principles of Agape. Click the Teen Agape banner on the website for more information and to join. And get your Agape Youth Fun Packs filled with inspirational activities to support your child's spiritual learning and practice. We have expanded the live classes to include preteens ages 9 to 13 at 2 p.m. and children ages 3 to 8 at 3:30 p.m. Both are live on Zoom with music, singing, and more. To join, email revleon@agapelive.com. And Agape has daily morning prayer at 8 a.m. and noon meditation offerings to support you spiritually during your Safer at Home period. Go to Agape Live at home for details. Feeling overwhelmed? Well, Crisis Support Clinic will be in session tomorrow. Email us at crisissupport@agapelive.com to set up your 20-minute appointment. The clinic is open from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Each of these groups are offered on a love offering basis to the community at large. Agape Spiritual Community Gatherings, Fridays at 5:30 p.m. Join an enriching, inspiring gathering led by our practitioners and ministers. Email scg@agapelive.com for more information. And what an anniversary. And in true Agape style, we are still celebrating. Get your limited edition 34th anniversary t-shirt, long and short sleeve styles available. Last week to order. And if you have pre-ordered a shirt, they are shipping this week. Go to our website and click on the store and apparel. Did you miss the Into the Now Summit? It's not too late. In the spirit of generosity, Reverend Michael has graciously extended access to the Into the Now Summit archive until December 31st. Register now using the banner at agapelive.com and experience transformational conversations with globally celebrated dynamic presenters, artists, and activists. Agape Nation, how has being a part of the beloved community changed your life? Has Reverend Michael's teaching enhanced your practice or helped you find your purpose? What's your testimony? We want to know your story and all the great work you are doing in the world. We'll share your Agape miracle. Make sure to upload your 2-minute video by using the banner on the Agape website. Now, when you dance with the Rev, it activates the muscles of joy, harmony, and love, creating a cascade of tonic chemicals to rush through the body. Upload your 1-minute video dancing during a Sunday service at the banner on the Agape website, and you may see yourself dance with the Rev on social media and on Sundays. Post to social media using the hashtag #DanceWithTheRev, and remember to tag Agape. Beloved community, thank you so much for your listening.
Thank you, Practitioner Kuyo. I didn't hear your native language, though. I didn't hear you just say hello to everyone.
All right. So I'm going to say hello to you in Ga, my native language from Ghana, West Africa. Wama Kenya should tell you thing. Ingona wash will film up a BNA. Ingona wash atana about joy agape, about Joe Reverend Michael, a Joe Minister Sefe, about Joe, it was once mobile. I simply said, it is so good to be here. How wonderful to know that God has blessed each and every single one of us, has blessed Reverend Michael, all the ministers here, and all of us watching. Peace and blessings.
God bless you. Say one other thing. Tell them in your language to take a stand for love.
Oh, mintani nye dumoshikia sumo. Nye ba dumoshikia sumo. Nye mbomitwe. Nye dumoshikia sumo. Mismo nye.
Ah, that's what we're talking about. Brenda Lee Eger is coming back to the platform. If you don't know, she's from Lower Peachtree, not Upper. Lower Peachtree, Alabama. Emerged as a chart-topping musical powerhouse. Her songs have been recorded by Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, and Prince. She's performed with Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross, Donny Hathaway, Roberta Flack, Graham Nash, Ray Charles, and recorded great duets with Jerry Butler. This is what Brenda says: music is central to my life. My music is a reflection of my spiritual lessons I practice. It speaks of profound issues we face through our collective voice and stories of magic, vision, and love. I just want you to know that Brenda does a lot of great things. Starting Saturday, she's having a Zoom workshop. It's called Soul Sing Sessions. Look out for it. Brenda Lee Eger.
Good morning again. We've been through some trying times, so I wanted to take you what I call the soul in the belly of our ancestors, songs of my grandmothers and my mother. And the first time I heard Mahalia Jackson sing this song, I knew someday I would grow up to sing it too. Precious Lord takes my hand, lead me on, let me stand when I'm tired, when I get weak, when I get worn. But through the storms, through the night, you lead me on to the light. God takes my hand, precious Lord, and leads me on. When my way gets drear, oh, precious Lord, you linger near. Oh, when my hope sometimes my hope is all almost gone. Oh, you hear my cry. You hear my call. You got my feet. So every day, yeah. Precious Lord, oh, take my hand, lead me on, oh, you let me stand. When I get tired, when I get a little weak, when I get wild, you keep my cry, you hear my call. Here I go and get my feet, oh, so I don't fall. Take my hand, precious Lord.
That's the one and only Brenda Precious Lord, closer than breathing, nearer than hands and feet. With the precious God all in our heart, there's no way we can suffer defeat. We roll upwards into the upper room. We feel the presence of God make us go zoom, zoom, zoom. We're standing up on holy ground because that is where the presence of God can be found. Right where we are, Ben, we turn within and we begin to see ultimate reality. And we're free, and we're free, and we're free. Oh, precious Lord, take my hand. You've got my heart right from the start. And when we feel down, we turn that smile right side up, and we begin again, over again and again and again, and allow the presence of God to have its way with us, that we can say, I'm free, here, from dawn to dusk, peace and blessings. That's the Agape House Band, just rolling with the rev. Rolling. Sometimes they dance with the rev, sometimes they roll with the rev. Boom. And so we welcome you. We just riff right off of Brenda Lee Eger. Wasn't she great? Go ahead and give a little chat aspect of that. You probably want to take her workshop because she's been teaching people how to sing for years. But she doesn't teach people how to sing. She teaches people how to sing. You understand? So we welcome you here today, and obviously we want you not to be any kind of malaise after your Christmas and Hanukkah holidays as you're now moving into the celebration of Kwanzaa. We want you to be up in the vibration of celebration. And it goes without saying, but I'll have to say it anyway, that we know many people are missing people during this time of the year. That people who have celebrated friends and loved ones over the years, and many of those friends and loved ones may not have the body temple right now. They may be on the other side of the veil. So we want to just give a prayerful shout out for those who are missing your friends and family. I know the past couple of days, Nirvana has been visiting me in dreams. And Nirvana Gale, he was one of the founders here with me of Agape and best friend from years ago. And he's been showing up. And the feeling tone that he was giving me was a deep reminder of just how much he loved me. And it was just a deep feeling of who he is and who he still is. And so many of you may be going through whatever you're going through regarding loved ones, but please know that they are around you. And they're celebrating in a timeless, dimensionless zone. And they're very close to you. I didn't mean to speak about any of this, but while I'm here, if you do want a message from them, this is one of the ways that you can do it. You light a candle, and you think about a birthday or an anniversary or anything you celebrated with them, and you move yourself into the feeling tone of that kind of celebration, and you light the candle celebrating them, and then when you go to sleep at night, you ask for a visitation, but you got to be ready for it. You ask for a visitation, and they can come to you in the spirit of celebration. They can't make it through the murkiness of loss and sadness, but they can get through to you in the frequency of celebration a little bit easier. So we're just holding all of us in prayer who have let go of loved ones, and they're now on the other side of the veil, and we are here. And what is our role? Our role is to celebrate the divine presence as best we can with the incarnation that we have. This month we've been dealing with this theme emanating from the wisdom of Solomon out of Proverbs and Ecclesiastes, and obviously we've been reminding ourselves of that great statement that he made, vanity, vanity, all is vanity, striving after the wind. And this was after a deep sense of becoming aware that he had experienced so much in the human experiential realm. He'd seen so much going on. He'd attained much. He'd tasted much. So much had happened. And then he looked out and saw that it was all vanity, striving after the wind, and that he said, ultimately, with all thy getting, get understanding. And we would say today, get an understanding of that truth. An understanding is a soulful embodiment of what you know. And so there's a difference from what you know about and what you really know. You may know about water. You may know its constituents. You know that water is made out of 2 parts hydrogen and 1 part oxygen. You may have all that particular knowledge, but you don't know anything until you taste it. You have to actually taste the water, you see? And as old statement would say, that the map is not the territory. You may know all about certain countries because you've studied those countries, but that's the map and that's the information about those countries. But if you've never been there and associated with the people there and tasted the food and experienced the culture, you just know about it. So an understanding is an awareness of coming into harmony with the truth that makes us free, coming into harmony with the transforming wisdom and knowledge in the presence of God, not just knowing about God, not just knowing about spiritual principles, not just knowing about spiritual practices, or having all of those books in your library, so to speak, and think you know about metaphysics. He's saying get an understanding. We're saying get an understanding. Have a level of practice by which you become involved, not just enthralled by it all, but you become involved through deep and abiding spiritual practices. Now, Solomon, of course, had so much experience that ultimately led him to that particular moment. And as we're dealing with the topic today, moving from sense to soul, we become aware that Solomon, in his personality context, lived in the land of experience. And this is what we do as we have a constellation of personalities that rise and fall within us. We often live from the sense of those personalities. We live from sense before we go to our soul faculty. Now, the thing about personality, it lives in a low level or a high level, depending on the individual, a sense of existential dread. Meaning, on the personality level, there's always this low level or high level sense of fear about dying or being annihilated. You see, and it kind of runs the human condition, so to speak. And the personality level lives in a sense of ignorance. Ignorance is not being available to that which could be known. Understand what I just said. Ignorance is not being available to that which could be known, that which is available to be known. Individuals are just uninterested, you see. And so their fallback position is they live in the land of experience. They live in the land of the up and down roller coaster experience of running after pleasure and running away from pain. And it develops a kind of a pseudo happiness that whenever there's a pleasure, whenever there's some kind of getting, some kind of acquiring, there's a temporary joy. Whenever there's some pain or a sense of loss or a sense of failure, and then there's the downward depression or the downward sadness. So the fallback life of the personality generally is existential dread, ignorance, and the running towards pleasure, or the running from pain. It reminds me of the story of this guy, this gentleman who was telling a friend of his, he had come from the Middle East, and he was telling his friend that, that his father had multiple wives, and that his father would send out one of the guys to get the wife he wanted to be with that day and night. And so he'd wake up one day and say, please bring in wife number 4. He'd bring wife in number 4. The next day he said, bring in wife number 6, bring in wife number 1. This guy was always running to get the wife that the potentate wanted to be with. And then one day the runner dropped dead of a heart attack. The moral being is not the sex that kills you, it's the running after it. And so, in the land of experience, I don't know where this comes from. Anyway, in the land of experience, people are running towards a pleasure, running from pain, and it is all that running that can become the death of you, so to speak. Then there is the soul faculty. We are a living soul. And as we awaken to our living soul of faculty, that's a different life that we begin to live. We begin to not have an existential dread. We begin to understand, as Dr. Barbara King liked to say, life is for the living. In other words, we begin to live, to give, to share, to shine, to radiate, to glow, and generate, activate, and express our talents and gifts and capacities, expand our capacities, knowing that those gifts provide the context and provide the way by which real meaningful success and well-being and happiness and safety and protection begin to happen in our life. When the soul faculty is activated through prayer, meditation, and interest, something else begins to happen, and life is for the living. It is not just to prevent yourself from dying. It's to live. And this just popped into my awareness. My family was over to my house yesterday, and they were telling me about this football game in which the Las Vegas Raiders were playing, and they were about to score a touchdown, but they didn't want to leave enough time on the clock for the other team to win. So instead of going for the touchdown, the guy stopped and decided to run some more downs in order to kick a field goal. And guess what happened? They kicked the field goal, but the team came back and won anyway by 1 point. They weren't playing to win. They were playing to not lose. And people from the personality level are often playing not to die, rather than understanding when you're operating from a soul faculty, you are playing to share, to give, to shine, to glow. I was having a conversation with someone this past week, and we were being reminded that Paul Newman had set the course for a lot of generosity. After he had gained, much like Solomon, had gained a whole lot of awards and trophies and things like that for Emmys and Oscar and all manner of awards and money, he looked upon his particular vanity place where he had all of these things, and he was kind of asking himself a question, is this it? Another trophy, another this, another that. And he decided at that moment that instead of doing what his gift was to get these things, that he would try to give more than he got. And that's when he developed his nonprofit, his particular corporation. That's actually a for-profit corporation, but that the profits that are generated go to charities, so that it became a way by which he would live to give instead of living to get. And before he made his transition, that particular business had already given away over $100 million to charities around the world. He had discovered in himself that on the soul faculty level, it's about generosity, it's about giving. We're not just talking about money, we're talking about your gifts. We're talking about acts of kindness, acts of compassion, acts of forgiveness, acts of patience. We're talking about the circulation of energy as a part of your soul faculty. And instead of ignorance, one is living to penetrate the realm of what is called the unknown. In other words, everything that you know or think you know, it's infinitesimally small compared to what you don't know. And so the ignorant are not available to what they don't know. That's on a personality level. You know-it-alls, you know. But when you activate your soul faculty, you're actually living to keep discovering more and more and more and more and more and more about the infinite invisible. You're living life always on the verge of a great discovery of what you don't know already. On a soul faculty, you may know it and you're seeking to recall it, but you're seeking to embody it, so your life is lived in a different way. You live with the beginner's mind. You lived with the child's heart and the being as a child, as Jesus described, that you may enter into the realm of ever-expanding good. And then the way by which you live your life is not from the land of experience. We all have experiences, but you're not living your happiness in the land of experience. You're living your life from the vibration, the realm of spiritual realization. And what does that bring? It brings about bliss and blessedness. In other words, you become available to the blessings of God. God's always blessing. God is in the blessing business, so to speak. God doesn't go on and off. It's consistent, same yesterday, today, and forever. So it's not that I'm praying, oh, God's blessing me today because I prayed. No, your prayer just made you available to the blessings that are always flowing. But when you're living from the consciousness of spiritual realization, from the soul of faculty, you're living from the realm of the infinite, the invisible, and the inaudible. You're very interested in what your eyes can't see. You're very interested in what your ears can't hear. You're very interested in that which is beyond the sensorium. You're more interested in the invisible and more interested in the inaudible than you are in anything else. And you live from blessedness and you live from bliss. And the bonus is that blessedness and bliss carries over into your land of experience. You get bonuses, you get bumps, you get grace notes that guide you, that protect you, that keep you safe, that bring about greater prosperity and health and well-being. So while you're in the realm of experience, you're not trying to extract and get your happiness from it. As you're in the realm of experience, the blessedness demonstrates as your needs met. Wisdom, guidance, and direction, and you're not living from existential dread. You're not living from, oh, I'm afraid I'm going to die. I don't want to lose. Let me not cross the touchdown line. I want to save time. No. You're living life going all out. Life is for the living. Life is for the giving. Life is for creativity. Life is for generative nature. Life is for catching the vibration of inspiration, and then, without eyes and without ears, wonders to behold. You begin to live in the supernatural, spiritual realms of seeing wonders and miracles. What the world would call miracles, a miracle is really an alignment with truth at that particular moment that seems miraculous to the surface mind. Same way that when individuals go into spontaneous remission, they come into alignment. Sometimes it's accidental, sometimes it's on purpose. They come into alignment with the fundamental harmony of their being, and beyond the doctor's prognosis, the body begins to regenerate. Things begin to happen, and bam, health and wholeness reign supreme. I remember I was thinking this today because I was speaking to my grandson by FaceTime yesterday as we were celebrating my youngest grandson's birthday, King Che. And I was thinking about the time that when my oldest grandson was a young man and he had a girlfriend that he really deeply loved. And anyway, she had to break up with him because her father did not appreciate his ethnicity, And so she wasn't strong enough to stand up to the guy, and she broke up with him. And it created a deep sense of sadness in his heart and soul. And then he went to the park, and he was, not doing too well, and got bit by a spider. Anyway, he went into a coma. And they rushed him to the hospital. They couldn't find anything wrong with him. They didn't know why he was in a coma. And so he's in his coma and unresponsive. And I got a number of practitioners, we were praying for and about him. And I called my friend Jerry Bedlington, and he works with the angelic realm. And we were working together, and he pulled Tyler, that's my grandson's name, out of his body and asked him, do you want to live? And Tyler said, yes. And he said to him, listen, when your grandfather walks into the hospital room and he calls your name, wake up. And Tyler said, okay. So he goes back to body consciousness. I drive out to the hospital. In the waiting room, my family's there. People are crying. It's not a good scene. I say, where is he? And they say he's in the waiting room. I mean, he's in the hospital room, but you can't go in there. I said, yes, I can. And I walked in. I said, Tyler. He said, yes. Everybody was like, what the heaven just happened? And the doctors came rushing in. What did you do? I said, nothing. I called his name. And anyway, long story short, he recovered beautifully. I told them he had a spider bite on his back. They didn't know this. And that was another technology I was using to find out what had happened, and they showed me where he had gotten bit by a spider. I turned him over his back, and there was the spider back right there on his back. And anyway, I took a picture of me and Tyler. So the next day I said, Tyler, do you remember me coming into your room yesterday, waking up? He said, no, he had no recollection. And I said, yes. I showed him the picture of us standing there together, you see. I'm just saying this to say that when you begin to operate on a different level, there are wonders to behold. There's a supernatural and a spiritual realm that when you begin to discover, you are really a living soul. Not just the subset of your personalities. I'm not putting down personalities. I'm just showing you their limitation. You see, I'm not a killjoy. I'm not saying don't go out and have experiences. I'm just putting things in the proper hierarchy. And yes, there are hierarchies, you see, in the spiritual realm. And so from your soul faculty, when you become interested in what you don't know, you come out of ignorance. You become interested in what you don't know, rather than just living your life navigating what you already know. You begin to participate in a different level of living. You live kind of on the verge that something good is trying to happen. It's the opposite of paranoia. You know what I mean? It's the exact opposite of that. It's like a positive annoyance. But it's not annoying. It's like just something is trying to happen. Something good's trying to happen. I don't know what it is, but I feel that something good's trying to happen. Rather than from the sense of existential dread, oh, I don't know what's going to happen today. The news said this is going on. And it's a different, when the soul faculty takes over, you start to get peaks into the realm that most people are ignorant of because they're not interested enough. Because the existential dread is only keeping them interested in saving the body temple and staying alive. Not a bad deal. We want to stay alive. But when you begin to get sparks of the divine activated within you, that does not become your primary view. Your primary view is, I'm living, moving, and having my beingness in the presence of God. Everything is working together for my good. You feel it. Life is for the living. And then that frequency, what does that frequency do? That frequency becomes your shield and buckler, protecting you from the lower frequencies of life. You will see how you speak change. you will see how that fear, complaining, thing that happens sometimes on a regular basis. Sometimes people live there because they're just afraid that something bad's going to happen, so they don't want to get too happy in life. You know what I'm saying? Say, oh, if I get too happy, something bad's going to happen. Let me just stay right. You know, like in Hitch, they say, you just dance right in here. You know, just stay right here. Remember that movie Hitch? Will Smith, he says, no. The guy wanted to dance all wild. They say, oh, no. You're here, okay? You just stay right here, you know. And some people want to do that with their life. They just want to stay right here because the last time I was really happy, I really got slammed, or this happened, or that happened. And then they perpetuate that experience by just staying there. When that soul faculty gets activated, remember you're a living soul, you have a soul faculty. The soul faculty recalls, the brain remembers, but the soul faculty recalls. This is understand what I'm saying here, that on a soul level you can know everything. You can recall everything because it's all within you. And your brain may forget from time to time, but your soul never forgets. So with prayer and meditation, you start to recall things you didn't even know you knew. I know you want to live at that level. I know you do. You wouldn't be tuned in here. I know you want to live at this level. So let's feel this way through here. You know, on the personality level, Solomon and all of these Bible characters metaphysically, they all represent all of us. They represent states of consciousness, you see. So on the soul level, he had seen everything under the sun. That's what he said. I've seen and experienced everything under the sun. And I can tell you right now, vanity, vanity, it's all vanity, striving after the wind. Get some understanding up in here. Get some inner standing. Turn your life over to the infinite, ineffable presence so that you can have a deep sense of embodiment of the truth that makes you free. Move from sense to soul. You don't throw away your senses. You are going to experience good things where you're going to get taste. You know, you're going to have good food. You're going to have, well, all that good stuff is still there. But when your soul faculty gets activated, because you're dissolving the fear of annihilation and the existential dread, you get to live out fully, you see. And the bliss and the blessedness takes over. That becomes a guiding presence in your life while you're in the world, but of your soul faculty. You're in the world, but you're of the spiritual realm. You're in it. You're not denying yourself anything, but you're of a higher frequency. And you begin to live from a whole different context of life. Are you aware that existence does not care about social mores at all? Existence doesn't care about the rules of society. Existence doesn't care about that. You see, I'm not saying break rules. Don't hear. I'm not an outlaw. Well, sometimes I am. But listen, we're not saying that. But existence itself wants to vibrate at the level of who you are, you see. This is why somebody can live a terrible life for many, 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 many years. And then something through pain or inside, something opens up within them, and they start to have a full-on love affair with existence, and their life changes, and they start to glow and shimmer and share and shine and become creative and live. And people say, why are they blessed? They did some stuff. I knew them growing up. Why are they shining? Because existence didn't care once they got plugged in. Once they got tuned in, God doesn't forgive. God only sees potential. God has nothing to forgive because you can't even blaspheme God. You can't offend God. God is God. And when you come in tune with the presence of God, then your life begins to reveal it, you see? I want you to come out of the ignorance is bliss vibe. And I want you to understand that real ignorance is not making yourself available to what is here for you. You want to become so interested in it that the mind, we all have a mind, individualized expression of divine mind. We're not our mind, but we have our mind. We want eventually our own mind to carry the program of constantly unfolding, We want our mind to carry the program of constantly hungering and thirsting after the truth that makes us free. The realm of that which can't be seen or heard by the senses. That we want the mind to start being programmed that there's more of us to be set free. There's more good, more love, more beauty, more joy, more abundance. We want to live at that level so that even when we are asleep, the program of the mind is still operating. I'm growing, developing, and unfolding to my greater yet to be. Everything is working together for my good. I'm just beginning my life today. Everything that I have been, everything that I will be, everything that I am, I turn it over to the infinite presence that it may use all of me to reflect and to reveal the cosmos in a way that has never ever happened before. We want to live on the urge of something that's trying to emerge on a regular basis. Let your mind be programmed by that rather than by the fears and everything that goes bump in the night. So then you become a part of the rising up of a whole new world. You know, you've heard this theme before, but the corporate media, you know, they are reporting everything that goes bump in the night. What are you reporting? You're part of a community that is standing in the gap and reporting about possibility, what's trying to emerge, reporting about potential, activated potential, narratives and stories of the miraculous, what the world calls miraculous. Narrative and stories about how people transcended their circumstances and became more than they thought they could be. We want you to be a part of the pioneers of the possible, reporters of that which is trying to happen, so that the narrative that we're living in, the split, you know, between the goats and the sheep, the split between two worlds that are emerging, you'll be on the frequency of this world that is emerging, that really carries the vibration of all needs met for everyone, a kind and just global society. You want to begin to see it, speak it into existence, live from that. And if you give up your inner authority to live in that realm, you will fall prey to other people's agendas for you, which may not be to your liking, you see. Your soul has a powerful agenda for you. It's a great destiny within you. You have to embrace it. You have to say yes to it. You have to live fervently in your meditation and prayer. And this is not being pious. It's to pay attention on a regular basis. I want you to feel that. Then you know what's going to happen for you? You're going to look back on 2020 and you're going to say, woo, it was the best year of my life. I got so deep within myself. I found out stuff about myself I loved that was hiding, stuff I didn't like that I got a chance to dissolve. It gave me a big picture of things that needed to change. Possibilities emerged, gifts I hadn't even know I had. I even know, some of you are saying, I didn't know what a computer was. And now you're all efficient. Anyway, this is the last Sunday of this year. I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Last Sunday of the year. Take a review. Let go of that which you have discovered does not serve you. Just give permission for it to dissolve. And then transcend the fear of death, moment by moment, the existential dread that comes with it, and ask yourself with the awareness that life is for the living. Life is for the living. Life is for the giving. Life is for the sharing. Life is for the circulation. What do you want to share? Not how am I going to protect myself? As Ernest Holmes reminded us, this teaching is not becoming strong enough to withstand the blows of life. This teaching is about setting the inner splendor free. Woo! Your inner splendor will protect you. It will do it. I'm telling you, it will do it. So we celebrate. As I began the service, I said we come to celebrate. We come to celebrate what the presence that's never in absence is always being about. Not begging for God to be God. We let God be God as our life. And we enter into the frequency of celebration. In the scripture, it says in substance that we open up the gates with praise and thanksgiving. Praise and thanksgiving. If you don't have anything to praise, make it up. Your mind won't know the difference. Just make up something to praise. Woo! I'm so happy I'm rich. I'm so happy I'm totally healthy. I'm so happy that I'm so loved by everyone, supported and appreciated by the entire universe. Every tree on this planet loves me. Just make up something to praise and be thankful for. And the gates of heaven, expanding good, will open up for you. Try that on for the next 7 days and watch your blood chemistry change. Watch the flow of blood moving through your extremities increase. Watch a smile come on your face for no reason at all. And then watch. I'm closing up here, don't worry. I'm not going to go off into another talk. But then watch how God speaks to you. And you hear the voice of God. Now, I just want to remind you this. God is formless. So how does God speak? Not with mouth. Ideas, inspiration, spiritual prototypes. So when you're inspired, and those spiritual ideas flow through your words, that's God speaking. But then you have to become responsive. The ignorant are uninterested in that which can be known, even if it's outside of our present paradigm, of which most of it is. But that soul faculty is activated. We're so interested. I'm just having a lot of memories of being so interested in this stuff years ago that I was such a weirdo. I was just labeled a weirdo. Michael's lost his mind. I remember all those days because I was interested in that which could not be seen, but I was seeing it with consciousness. You see, today, you won't be a weirdo. There's millions of us. Come on, water's fine. We got you. We know who you are. You might be weirdo in your family. We got you. Dive deep. Dive deep. Go deep. And yes, old paradigms will break up. Yes, structures will change. Go deep. Sense to soul. Whew. Back to celebration. Let's play the individual that's dancing for us today. He's doing a little Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'll have to tell you his name next service because I don't have the paper with his name on it. Enoch? That's Enoch? My cameraman's shouting your name out, Enoch. This is what we want from you. We want you to get into the frequency of celebration. This is the spiritual practice, even when you don't feel like it. That is advanced. When there's something to celebrate, that's easy. Woo, I got a raise. What about when you got a loss? Can you do it? can you still celebrate the divine presence? That spiritual practice, you see. Now, we want you to start rolling. Okay, Victor Dickerson is dancing today. Okay. So here's the move. This song is called Something Woke Me Up This Morning. It was written by the legendary Brenda Agape.
Something woke me up this morning. This morning. This morning. Something woke me up this morning. It must have been, had to be, was the hand of the Lord.
We're gonna do it again. Hey, 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 hey. Something woke me up this morning. This morning. This morning. Something woke me up this morning. Well, it must have been, had to be. I know it was the hand of the Lord.
While I was sleeping, there was something that was keeping me.
Something woke me up this morning. It must have been,
Like he's
had to
waking
be,
up.
I know, and it was the hand of the Lord. Now who told my heart to beat? Who kept it safe every night and day?
Night and day restoring me.
Who raised me up
And gives me love that's so
and every obstacle gives to me the
victory.
something dried my tears this morning. This morning. This morning. Something dried my tears this morning. Well, it must have been, had to be, I know it was the hand of the Lord. While I was crying, I was still testifying. Something this morning. Well, it must have been, had to be, I know it was the hand of the Lord. When I close my eyes at night, there's no guarantee. Anything could happen, my heart could refuse to beat.
There it is.
Oh, but I'm trusting in the power
You
of
can
the
dance to
one
that.
who never sleeps. No. It keeps waking me, shaking me, standing me on my feet. I can see another day. Woke me up, woke me up. Something woke me up. Oh, it must have been, had to be, no it was. Oh, something woke
Are you
me
hearing that?
up this morning.
Something woke us up.
Ooh, something woke me up.
Something woke us up, Marianne.
Yeah.
Brenda Lee, something.
Must have been,
It had to be.
I know it was.
It was the hand of the Lord.
Ooh.
Feel into that. Put some fervency in your prayer.
That's all right.
Feel the presence of God waking you up. That soul faculty awakening right now. Woo! Close those eyes for a moment. Feel the power. We're going to speak the word for Jackie Freeman and her mom. Peace. Be still. Janvi Kaysen, home now. Peace. Be still. Hillary Carr's dad, Gene, and her mom, Catherine. Right where they are is the power and the presence of love of God, waking them up to divine health and healing and wholeness and well-being. And Hillary, dynamically blessed with a dynamic sense of the peace of mind about it all. Alicia Killebrew, for her friend Lou Martin. Lou Martin's house burnt down. So we want to bless him in this moment of loss and letting go, with an awareness of that which never leaves him, that his next iteration of his life will be built upon a frequency of life and abundance and beauty. Lou, we got you in prayer, brother. And we want to bless the individuals that were in that explosion in Nashville. Ignorance still rules through the human experience and does disastrous things for people. We want to bless those people. We also want to be a clearinghouse to the hate and the ignorance and the racism and the bigotry and the greed, those things that are active within human consciousness. We want to be the antidote to that. We want to be the vibrational antidote to that. We bless this particular situation with all those people being injured. And we want to understand that business does not have to be as usual, but it's lingering. Columbus, Ohio, Andre Hill shot by a police officer, unarmed. We want to just take a moment of feeling into this. Another unarmed black man shot. Casey Goodson, 23 years old, shot. He's coming home from Subway with his Subway sandwiches in his hand and putting the front key into his door, and police shot him. 23. Unarmed. Let's just stop for a moment and just get a sense of the kind of roughshod, lack of training, lack of consciousness that's in certain positions in our life, positions of authority, positions to be able to hold a gun. With the uprising that happened this year calling for reform and higher standards of hiring and training and different ways of policing, let us know that all that took place in the street was just the beginning of the work that needs to be done. We stand in a higher consciousness inviting systems that are systemic with violence and racism to be changed from the inside out. And we clear the landmines of our own mind, that we can be the free emanations of God that call forth a higher order of being for all of this. In the name of Andre Hill and Casey Goodson. And then we want to bless Bob Costino. He just passed over yesterday. He was one of the great heroes of the organic movement. Yeah, he lived a long time. We just want to embrace he who brought forth a lot of information around eating organic, taking all of those substances that hurt the body temple outside of the food, outside of the soil. God bless you. If you're holding anyone in prayer right now, just bring them into your awareness and feel. Remember, feeling provides the healing, and feel that all is well with yourself and with anyone you're praying for. Catch the feeling.
Yeah. All of the ways I walked in pain, all of the times I felt I couldn't go on, the guilt, the shame, and all the things that held me down, falling away from me, are falling away from me. I'm rising up, it's all falling away, away from me. All of the ways I walked in pain, all of the time times I felt I couldn't go on. The guilt, the shame, and all the things that held me down are falling away from me. Falling away from me. I'm rising up.
Rising up.
It's all falling away. Away from me.
You hear that? It's all falling away if you let it. It's all dissolving if you let it. Because at the supernal level, it's Maya, it's not real, it's temporary coagulation of perception. And so what does the song say? We're rising up so they can all fall away. So we give thanks now that as individuals and as a global community, we're rising up as reporters of a destiny that's trying to unfold through us, but we must be interested, have expanded awareness that we can choose it. We give thanks for this, and we allow it to be so. Now, and forever. So it is. So we let it be. Ashe. So be it. Your soul is happy that you stopped on through. Those who are regulars, you know. Those who are new, welcome. This is our opportunity, which is the best time of the service for you, because you get to practice the law of circulation. You get to practice what keeps you permanently prosperous in your mind and in the realm of manifestation, through your giving, through your generosity, your non-attachment, unobligated sharing. So that you give without attachment, not from obligation, but out of the love to give. So we turn within this moment and we just give thanks for what we have to share now. We bless it. We bless the donation, the gift, the tithe. We bless it all. We dedicate it to individually and collectively knowing the truth with the capital T that sets us free. And so it is. Amen. For those of you who've been in the number for a while and you're in your regular circulation of substance for your community, we just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you who are beginning this practice, there's a few ways that you can begin to do this. Very simple. One, you can text to donate. You can take your smartphone right now as you're listening to me, and you can text the word give to 424-321-6243. The number's right here on the screen. 424-321-6243. Just text the word give. It'll show you how you can choose the amount you want to give right now and the regularity of it, whether you want to do it weekly or bi-weekly or once a month, or however the case may be. You can do that right now. Secondly, if you want to mail in your gifts, your offerings, you make out your check money order to Agape International, and you send it to 8549 Wilshire Boulevard, Suite 1156, Beverly Hills, California, 90211. It's on the screen right here for another moment. I said in the earlier service, we don't call it snail mail, we call it right on time mail. For whenever your gifts arrive, those sweet notes and cards and money, it's always on time for our community. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your generosity. You can also, if you're on the Facebook page, is a donation. The practitioners might be pointing that out to you right now. There's a Facebook page. You can make your donation online right there. If you're on YouTube, you can either go to agapelive.com. That's our website. Donation is right there. Agape website is a sacred, secure site. You can make your donation online right this moment. But feel into it prayerfully and actually do it, regardless of the amount. Just begin generosity to flow, and you'll discover what Kahil Gavran meant when he said that the hands of the givers are never empty. The universal law through the universal presence, by the universal presence, is always giving, and it gives through the givers. That would be you. I'll be right back.
Love, be encouraged, love. We'll see you through love. And be the first to love. And fill your heart with love. And be about it. Love. Sing a song about love. And be about it. Love. Full dimensional love is our shelter. Love, now and always love. Before and after love. Love, love gives you courage. Love bends your heart. Love, it's the best thing. Love, you can't go wrong with love, 'cause it's eternal. Love, and it has no end. Love, so stand on up for unconditional love is our shelter. Love, now and always love. Before and after love. Love, love. See you through love. Be the first to love. Fill your heart with love. Be about it. Sing a song about love. Never doubt that. Full dimensional love is our shelter. Love, now and always love. Before and after love.
Singing our song. They are singing our song because our name is love. That's the name. Agape means unconditional love. So the name of our community is love. That's what it's about. So as a community, we're in giving and receiving mode. We hear that word love. We have found the imprint of our collective soul destiny to love. We bless the gifts flowing through now. We dedicate them to the knowing of divine truth, that we may live in divine freedom, which is inherent to our being, but we must choose it. We live in this and give thanks for it, and so it is. Amen. Feel into that dynamic. Thank you. I want you to look at this video for a moment as you think about the 34 years of Agape, as you think about your anniversary or year in giving. I want you to pray upon it. Watch this video.
In a world governed by metrics, views, and likes, how do you quantify the healing of hearts?
2020 has been a year like no other. But without skipping a beat, under Reverend Michael's leadership and due to your generous support,
Agape has taken a stand to expand our online presence and serve our community in powerful and practical ways.
our services have reached more than 3 million people around the globe, and our Sunday service viewership has increased by over 1 million this year alone.
We take a stand for the individual heart by supporting more than 400,000 through our online daily prayer and meditation.
Agape University has served over 1,000 global students and graduated 26 new Agape ministers and practitioners who will share these transformational teachings around the world.
We take a stand for the family heart by sending out over 7,000 fun packs for our young people. We support our now generation of leaders. We hold the space for them by providing weekly gatherings online.
We take a stand for the community heart through our prayer ministry, our crisis support clinics, and bereavement support groups.
We take a stand for our global heart, supporting partner organizations who work to end domestic violence, climate change, human trafficking, and expanding spiritual awareness, healing divisions and engendering peace on earth.
Agape is known for its diversity and inclusivity. And in fact, in a letter that Coretta Scott King wrote to Reverend Michael, she said, "I really admire what you're doing to bring about the beloved community," which is certainly what my husband worked for and ultimately gave his life.
Now is the time for all of us to take a stand for unconditional love, a stand for the healing of hearts, and for the vision of Agape to bring about a kind and just global society.
All of this is made possible by your commitment and generosity throughout the year. Take a stand today and help us reach our goal to receive at least $100,000 year-end contributions. I would love to see $1,000 year-end contributions. Are you with me? Or you can give a one-time donation of $1,000 or break it down to just $83 a month. And for those of you who traditionally give more, we so appreciate you. Thank you for your generosity. Just go to agapelive.com and click on the year-end banner. And remember, your donation is tax deductible. So give your gift today. Thank you for your support and for taking a stand for the individual and global heart. Your life will be changed for the better.
We take a stand.
One Dumoshin.
Seguimos juntos.
我们一起同心同意站起来。
In a world governed by the metrics of views and likes, how do you quantify the healing of hearts? There you have it. A joyful, loving reminder about your year-end gift in honor of our 34th anniversary and just in honor of our community over and above your normal gifts and tithes. Absolutely pray about it and then release your inner splendor through your generosity. And you heard all the ways that you can do it. AgapeLive.com. Touch that banner of year-end gifts and make your donation. Thank you in advance. And for those of you who've already started doing it, which have been many, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let us sing a verse of Blessed Always.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say, let our joy be so
not over until the benediction. Thank you for staying. Reverend Julie.
And so we complete this service, we complete the transaction occurred here this day by saying thank you. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for all that has been served up. And I simply know that in this releasing, in this receiving, all the particles, there are trillions and trillions of particles of light, of high mystical teachings and love and prosperity and abundance that are raining down upon each of us. There's been a transmission that's occurred. I simply in this moment stand in gratitude for the willingness of each one to receive that which is offered right now, the activation that is offered in this moment, that we be born new right now. We don't have to wait until tomorrow. It's here now. It's available now. I simply invite every single one in their willingness to receive all the powerful, deep, mystical teachings, the quantity and the quality, the volume of what came through this day, that we receive it, that we allow it, that we move forth being it. So grateful for this gift, this luminosity, this place in this space of consciousness that we've met in, and that we get to go forward being in this world and uplifting the world and changing and making everything better because we chose to come together. It's good. It's so good. And I allow each of us to move forward being the goodness. With gratitude I say, and so it is. Amen.
And so it is, amen. Have a bright and wonderful day. We'll see you Friday at the wonderful intensive. It's going to be good.